Giulio Terzariol is the CFO of Allianz and joins us now from Munich to discuss these results. Very good to have you on the programme with us, Giulio. Let me talk to you about inflows then. How pleased are you with the performance at your asset management businesses, and why do you think you managed to stand up to stresses in the bond market?
Yeah, we are very pleased with the performance of our asset management operation, and not just Pimco, also AGI. You have seen that we have recorded about 15 billion of inflows. Why we are capable to do that despite the challenges in the capital markets is because of the performance that we are bringing. If you look at the performance in the Pimco funds, over 90% of the Pimco funds are beating their benchmark. And that's clearly a very strong indicator of the quality of the business. So we are definitely pleased with the performance of Pimco, but also AGI. And you can see this reflected also in our bottom line, with asset management contributing 10% growth in operating profit.
You've confirmed your outlook this morning, Giulio. Is there some risk to the upside around that outlook, though, now, given the strength of the performance you've delivered?
Yeah, we have confirmed the outlook, which is 11.1 billion operating profit plus minus 500 million. Clearly, as we are doing right now, it looks like we have a very strong performance, so we are very encouraged by the numbers that we are seeing. If you just look at the quarter, our operating profit was up 20%, our net income was up 20% compared to the last year quarter. So the numbers are very, very strong, and the underlying improvement in all lines of business is really, really outstanding. So from that point of view, we are looking to the fourth quarter with a lot of confidence.
We've seen a lot of M&A in the asset management arena, Giulio. You've played in that to some extent. Pimco announcing some deals, or at least one I can think of recently. What is your approach to doing M&A in the asset management space at the moment?
Yes, you saw the acquisition that we did recently with Pimco, and we are looking at a small bolt-on acquisition. I think we have a strong franchise both at Pimco and AGI, and then we want to add to those franchises through small acquisition. We can add to investment strategy, and we have a platform that we can leverage. So you should not be surprised if you're going to see also in the future that we will continue with the strategy of adding boutiques and different kind of strategies to our operations, both at Pimco and AGI.
What's missing then? What kind of boutiques might we be looking at, Giulio? What's missing from the current portfolio?
You know, we are looking in general to alternative assets, and you saw the acquisition that we did now on the municipal kind of strategy. A few years ago, we did an acquisition on real estate, so I think it's really looking at asset classes which are different from the plain vanilla equity fixed income strategies. All these kind of alternative strategies can be very appealing to us.
Let me ask you about Brexit and your planning for it. What have you done so far, Giulio? What's left to do between now and March, and what are you planning for?
Yeah, first of all, on the Brexit, it looks like it's going in the better direction. That's comforting. This said, we need to be prepared for all possibilities. So at the end of the day, there are two aspects associated to Brexit. One is what can happen to the capital markets in the case we go into a hard Brexit. From that point of view, we are always prepared because we are always stressing our net income, our solvency position, our liquidity position. From that point of view, I would say we are totally prepared. And then there is clearly all the preparation that we need to do on the operational side. And in our case, we need to look at changing contracts on the property casualty side, but we don't have a lot of work to do on that side. And then also on the asset management side, we need to think about possible implication on the distribution of funds outside of the UK, if the funds are produced in the UK, or into the UK if the funds are produced in Europe. So we are doing all this kind of operational work to be prepared in the case there is a harder Brexit, and we feel that we are very well on track. But we are also kind of positive that we are going to see rather a kind of move to a softer Brexit.
Giulio, have you spent a lot preparing for Brexit? We heard from Bank of America Merrill Lynch what they've had to spend. Has it been a significant cost item for you?
No, you see our numbers, and you can see that on the P&C side, our expense ratio is going down. You can see that on the asset management side, our cost-income ratio is going down. So clearly, we had to spend some money, but this has not at all affected the profitability of our operations.
Can I ask you about IFRS 19, a change to the way that insurers report? Is this going to provide greater transparency, do you think, from the insurance industry?
Yeah, eventually it's going to provide more transparency, because this is going to force a convergence to provide IFRS, which are really based on one standard. I think it's going to take a while anyway, because you have still the possibility to do some interpretation around the standards. So eventually I think we are going to get there, but it might not be a day one. But definitely it's a step in the right direction, because we as an industry, we need to be able to provide to investors information which is comparable.
And you're also having to spend on digital technology, of course. As we look ahead to your next strategic plan, Giulio, there's a Capital Markets Day coming up, I think, later on this month. What kind of spending are you going to have to do on digital products to keep up or to set the pace for what clients expect these days?
You know, that's a top priority, clearly, for Allianz Group, and that's not just about digitalizing, you know, the application, but that's really about changing the business model, and that has to do also with simplification of the business model. So for us, it's really more than just creating an application. That's really about changing the way we interact with our customers, and also changing how the interaction between the back office and the front office is working. So from the point of investment, I can just tell you that our total IT budget is over 3 billion. Of this 3 billion, 1 billion is change the company budget. And a lot of this 1 billion in reality goes into either digitalization or initiatives which are going to facilitate the digitalization of the business and the simplification of the business model. So that's where we are putting most of our change the company budget on the IT.
How will customers notice the difference? What will they see, Giulio? What will change?
Oh, it should be much easier in the future. So, for example, if you have a damage, you have an accident, you should be able, with your iPhone, to, you know, take a picture of the car, and you should send all information directly to the claim center, and then they should be able to, with a very streamlined process, to process the claim. So the experience for the customer should be in the future way much easier. That's one implication. Then we have also other implications in the sense of the amount of data we are going to have is going to be even more than today. We can use this also for pricing and underwriting. So this can completely change the way we are interacting with the customers, also how we do pricing. But that's really about providing, at the end of the day, a better customer service to our customers.
Giulio, thank you very much for your time this morning. We appreciate you joining us here on Bloomberg TV. Giulio Terzariol, the CFO of Allianz, speaking to us there from Munich.